YouTube, Joseph Crickmore here, and welcome back to the next episode of Vending Machine. We are on episode, I think, 4. Yep. And last time it was a slice of life episode with a bunch of individual moments that stood out to me. And now it's off to a very memorable episode. Going into this show for my second viewing, I think this is the second time I've watched it. Yeah. Going into the show, again, I knew I'd reach this episode sooner or later. And you know what that means? It means I have to put myself through a pretty fun episode, because it's Boxxo finally meeting Hulemy in a way that you don't expect, but it was kind of foreshadowed earlier in previous episodes, including the last episode when Lammis said to Boxxo Hulemy's not answering any of her letters, and she thinks, oh, she's probably lost in the stratum somewhere. And I'm like, Lammis, Hulemy might be in trouble, because that's this episode. It's going to be fun to rewatch that, because there was that scene in the last episode I didn't mention because it was only there for the sake of foreshadowing for this episode, because the stupid crook from before saw something happen with Boxxo and is like, ooh, I got an idea. And we have to put up with it. Well, time to watch and have fun, I guess. Fun at their expense. So next time you see me will be that post-episode discussion. And cut. Okay, post-episode discussion time. Wow, what a change of pace. I remember it vividly, and getting to see it again was fun. So this was, like I said before, Boxxo got stolen, because the guy from the last episode got a bright idea and told his crew about Boxxo, and, yeah, he got effectively stolen. Yeah. What else? Well, he met Hulemy, finally. She's been introduced as of this episode, and you could now argue, remember last time when Lammis said that she wasn't answering the letter she was writing? It's because Hulemy was kidnapped by the same guys that took Boxxo, because she's a magic tool engineer. And they were literally threatening her because they were put on a time limit, and let's just say that when the time limit was probably up, they were probably going to die. But it's also very sad that Hulemy said that so deadpan and was like, I just don't feel anything about that anymore. I've gone numb to that. And I'm like, what could happen in your life that you become numb to death? That is actually very shocking, right, for that implication. But everything else about this episode was fun. The new vending machine transformations that helped save Hulemy from, you know, just a bunch of terrible situations, and Boxxo just being a free food machine because, you know, Hulemy was the one Lammis wanted Boxxo to meet. They just happened to meet this way. And there were some other forms in this episode. Let's see. How about that one with the magazines? Those sexy magazines that distracted the clearly very into them thieves. I'm like sitting over here like, there was a vending machine at some point in history that did that? Okay, sure. And then, of course, the later one, which is an extension of the previous episode with the whole healthcare products and stuff, especially with, like, the shampoo and everything. He also is just like, by the way, I purchased women's underwear by accident. And I'm like, are you sure that was an accident, Boxxo? Even if it's totally true that he did do that by accident, he's a vending machine. If people find that to be strange or weird or uncomfortable in any way, it's a vending machine. anyway, Lammis eventually found them. And because the idiots that stole Boxxo were dumb enough to put explosions next to gold in a place that is completely unprotected, that was a dangerous thing, but luckily the gold ended up actually saving them because money equals points equals Boxxo's barrier, not dying. So this was like a fun episode all around. Just, of course you don't like that he was stolen or that Hulemy was kidnapped, but you like the situation of how they handle it, how they were able to be smarter than the thieves. Seriously, they were on some next level stuff, outsmarting those idiots, even though they were idiots. Time to move on from this episode and see where we go from here. So, thank you all so much for watching. Hope you liked it. Hit the like button, subscribe, share the video with a friend, join the Patreon, and of course, keep your notifications on because, as always, I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.